Welcome to the show. This is Kenneth Muyingo, and with me, I have a special guest that I will be having an interview with. First, I just want to mention if you watch this interview anywhere else besides in the community, become an author and write your first book. We take this opportunity to invite you to join like minded people who are doing the same. And
Thank
with
you.
that said, I would like to get into the interview by asking my special guest to say hello to our viewers and listeners and to introduce himself.
Hello, everybody who is watching us at this moment. I would like to take this opportunity to greet you all, wherever you are. This is Africa, probably, and wherever you are, that just feel that you're welcome. This is McClintock AcSmhour. I'm from Malawi, and I'm an author, I'm a teacher, and I am also a leader. So I will be excited to share more about what I've been doing and probably my Facebook with you so that maybe you can learn something from it and maybe you can also buy it on Amazon if you want to. Thanks.
Awesome. Wow, quite a profile. You're an author, you're a teacher, and a leader.
Yes, yes, yes,
Amazing, amazing. So,
yes,
we're going to get into the aspect of your profile that is author,
yeah,
and but we may jump a bit into leadership and into teaching because I think everything is connected somehow.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So tell us about your journey as an author. When do you start? When does this begin for you?
Well, I started writing when I was at high school.
Yeah.
I enjoyed writing essays, stories, and showing my teachers what I've written, and so they could look at that and tell me feedback and or
Yeah.
this and that. And when I joined university, that's when my career then started exploring
Yeah.
massively.
Yeah.
And yeah, my first book that I've written, Discovering Your Person, that is published right now, is on Amazon.
Yeah.
Uh, it's really a product of my research. When I first joined the university, I discovered some of the things that some young people were explaining to me, of course, that were not good for me. I didn't feel good about what people were telling me because I'm a leader and my job is to help people and to I enjoy hearing stories from people. And
Yeah.
so when I was asking people, what do you want to become in your life?
Yeah.
And many of them were telling me, I don't know. I really just don't know. So why are you here at the university and why are you taking this course?
Yeah.
Many of them were answering to me. For me, I was just told my mother told me just go to the university. Really,
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to do in life, and that to me was not good.
Yeah.
So as a leader, my job is to help people and know what they should be doing and be successful. So I started taking this topic more broader because I saw this is a problem and I
Yeah.
started researching more about it. And so I discovered that not only a few people, but I think the majority of their students,
Yeah.
they're having the same problem.
Yeah.
And of course, I went outside our university doing more research about that to just discover maybe if it was our only university, but I discovered that a lot of people, more especially youths, they really don't know what they should be doing in their lives. So
Yeah.
when I sat down to say, so how can I help people in this case, that's when I decided to write that book to say, okay, let me communicate to people, different people, wherever they are, because I cannot manage to teach everybody wherever they are. But
Yeah.
if I write a book, I think they can reach out to everybody, wherever they are. So I wrote a book called uh, Discovering Your Person, The
Yeah.
Journey of Leadership. And it's a great book to me, I believe, because it's helping people to discover what they should be doing, their purpose of life. Because to me, if you don't know what you should be doing in your life, and
Yeah.
then what is the purpose of living anywhere?
Yeah.
There's no purpose of living. So I think the book is really helpful to some of the people who don't actually know what they should be doing in their lives. And so that's the cause of the book that I wrote that has been published so far.
Amazing,
Sure.
amazing. Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Discovering your passion, your
Yes.
journey of leadership.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
this is great, McClintock. And
Yeah.
um, so you mentioned that you're a teacher.
Yes.
Tell me about your teaching profile.
Right. I'm actually a lecturer at one of the universities in Malawi.
Yeah,
Actually, immediately after my graduation
yeah,
from my undergraduate,
yeah,
I entered into a university doing my master's degree.
yeah,
I'm still a student at Abilene
yeah,
Christian University.
yeah,
So after that, I got a job. So I teach as a university lecturer at Malawi Brestocka University in Malawi. So of course, this year has been just some months because it's
yeah,
been from February up to
yeah,
now.
yeah,
That's when I started teaching. So, but I love teaching because even when I was having this lower education, I used to teach in high schools. And
hmm,
so I have been teaching in high school. I just enjoy teaching because I want to give the people what I have. I want to impart knowledge in people. I
yeah,
believe in development, community development.
yeah,
So if people are to develop, then they must have knowledge. So I have the knowledge that I want to give people in order
yeah,
to develop the community. I am into business development and the community development, so I want to motivate as more people as I can, so that together we can, develop communities. I also believe that development or success is a teamwork thing.
yeah,
Okay, success is a teamwork thing. So we need more people to embark into this journey of development so that we can be successful. And how to do that, I have the knowledge, so I have to share other people who can go with me and do this job.
yeah.
So that's being a teacher. Mm,
Amazing. Wow,
sure. Mm,
wow. This is really amazing, very inspiring in it. And you mentioned
mm.
something about uh, purpose
Yeah,
and discovering your passion
yeah,
and leadership. These are very powerful words, McClintock.
yeah,
And
yeah,
and I think they're very influential in the way life plays out for us. So I'm curious for you, what was your first experience as far as discovering passion and purpose for you? Personally,
yeah.
before you give it to the world, how was it for you when you discovered this?
It was amazing.
Yeah,
Was amazing, really amazing, because I've been trying things up and down, trying this and that, this and that, this and that. Actually, I'm a leader right now. I say I'm a leader, I'm a teacher, I'm an author, but I wanted to be a medical doctor.
yeah,
I felt it to go there because of some other things, of which right now I'm contented with where I am. I believe this is my calling.
yeah,
So how I discovered my passion is that, there's this kind of feeling where you feel something excited when you're doing something in your life. You feel excited. You feel good when you help other people. You don't feel okay when you don't do it. All right. So
yeah,
when you don't do it, you don't feel okay. You feel like you're missing something. When you do some things, you feel happy. And so I discovered that when I teach people about certain things, and I was very good at guiding people to do certain things about development. When I do that, I used to feel good, and
yeah,
so one of the things that came into my mind is that to embark into a research about, okay, how do human beings live? Why is there poverty? Why is there unemployment? Because
yeah,
I'm a leader. I wanted to find out all those things. So
yeah,
I discovered really crazy things about poverty and unemployment,
yeah,
and because of that, um, being a leader, I began an organization that is called the Foundation for Business Development in Africa.
Yeah,
That organization is actually working in Rwanda, Sudan, and in Malawi. So I read people. So um, one of the major thing that we are doing in that organization is to help in reducing cases of poverty and unemployment
yeah,
through equipping young people with the leadership skills and entrepreneurial skills so
yeah,
that we can help in building leaders who can lead others in their business section, effectively. So that's one of the things that I discovered. Okay, my passion is if I am a leader, then I should find something something that is really irritating in my country or
yeah,
Africa at large, and then I solve that problem.
exactly.
And so I discovered that I needed to be in this section of poverty and unemployment. So
Yeah,
currently, I read a team that is in Rwanda, Sudan, and in Malawi. So we
yeah,
are helping to reduce cases of poverty and unemployment. And that's a great thing to me. That's what I think I'm passionate about. And
yeah,
one of the things that the strategies, the methods that I know that this is effective in curbing these problems is writing a book. So that's what I've done
yeah.
so far, writing a book, helping people discover what they are doing. So the main intention of the book is that people should discover what they're passionate about and not graduating from universities and then looking for jobs, because getting a job in Africa is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
So if you go to university and you find a job but you don't get it, so what do you do next? Do you just sit down and continue looking for jobs? No, we
Uh-huh.
have skills,
Yeah,
talents, and gifts.
yeah.
Let's use them to start generating things. So that's the purpose of the book, and it's emanating from the idea of the organization that we should reduce cases of poverty and unemployment.
Wow. Foundation for Business Development in Africa. This is the
Yeah.
name of the organization. This
Yes.
is
Yeah.
very powerful, McClintock. And I just want to
Yeah.
acknowledge you, first of all. Thank you so much for championing this cause
Yeah.
because, uh, and this is not just a problem on the continent of Africa, but there is a leadership gap in the world today. Many people who are supposed to be
Yeah.
leaders
Yeah.
are following. The people who are supposed to be
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
leading
Yeah.
others are following right now instead of standing up to be counted as leaders. So
Yes.
thank you
Yes.
so much for championing this. And what you mentioned about uh, being at university and you're lecturing and having these conversations with students, I think it's very commendable because uh, a conversation like this could be the thing that starts someone to think outside the box
Yeah. Exactly.
and to be
Yeah.
able to explore what they're actually capable of doing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, thinking about this, I mean, it's just very, I think you can just tell I'm just getting very excited about this because I know for sure that uh, if somebody leaves university and they're looking for a job, and another person leaves university and they're going to create a job,
Yeah.
the country and the continent will benefit more from someone who is going to create a job
Yes.
than from
Exactly.
someone who is going to look for a job.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
thinking about the journey that you're on yourself, uh, would you say that you have seen a difference between someone who leaves university with the mindset of looking for a job and someone who leaves university with the mindset of creating a job?
A great difference.
Yeah,
A huge difference. Okay. So here is the deal. Uh, I don't believe that we go to university so that we become employees.
yeah,
Of course, by that, I don't mean everybody can be an entrepreneur, okay? But if you leave university with a mindset that I am going to create a job,
yeah,
you really don't struggle because you really work hard to create the job.
yeah,
But if you leave university with a mindset that I want to look for a job, even if you see opportunities that can come to you so that you can start your own thing. Your mindset is for a job. You can't take that opportunity. You're
yeah,
not grab it.
yeah,
But this person who wants to create, he's gonna use whatever means to get things start doing.
yeah,
For example, we talk about bootstrapping. Okay, a lot of people, we do workshops in the universities. A lot of people, they tell me, okay, the reason why I'm not doing business is because I don't have money.
yeah,
But you don't need to have money to start a business. I
yeah,
don't believe you need money to start a business.
yeah,
And the best way is that people don't know how to even start doing a business. They
yeah,
don't. Okay. So my belief is that if you don't have money, but you have ideas that you want to start something, you start it as a service. Okay,
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't start it as a product, you start it as a service,
yeah,
offering services, offering some teaching guidance and all
yeah,
these things that will not demand you to have an office.
yeah,
It's you and the computer, the internet alone
exactly.
offering those things, you see. So
Yeah,
you don't need a building to pay renters. You don't need the employees. It's you and your consultant. You're doing the job.
yeah,
And the another thing is that success is not just an instant thing,
yeah,
it's a long journey. So to
yeah,
start earning from what you're doing, it takes some time. So
yeah,
people, that's where they miss. They think when I just begin this thing, I should start earning money. That's not it. In
yeah,
fact, to start a business, you don't start it with a mindset that you want to get money. You start it with a mindset that you want to solve a problem.
yeah,
Okay, so if your mindset is problem solving, you are not going to struggle. So if
yeah,
you leave university with a mindset that, okay, I'm gonna look for a job, you
yeah,
will be very different from somebody who will say, I want to start something. This person is gonna use whatever opportunity and he's gonna work hard to
yeah,
make connections, to build some things that will help him begin something in his
yeah,
life. So in other words, in short, this one is going to work hard to get things started. Whereby
yeah,
this one is going to be more lazy because he's going to just be looking for jobs, looking for vacancies in newspapers, watching news on internet. And that is time. Time is going. You
yeah,
have skills, you have knowledge, you have talents. Put
yeah.
that into action, start earning something. So there's a huge difference there.
Most
That's what I believe.
definitely. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
I
Mm.
totally agree with you because uh, actually it's easier to start a business than to look for a job.
Yes,
But
exactly.
there needs to be a mindset shift because if you're looking for a job, you cannot be thinking about starting a business.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I like what you mentioned about just business is about solving problems
Yeah.
because sometimes people enter into business thinking, yeah, I want to make money, but making money is a result of good performance of a business.
Exactly, exactly. Yes,
I was having a conversation with somebody else, and he said, if you want to have $1 million, solve a problem that a million people have.
exactly, exactly. And
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah. And
That's very true.
and sometimes we're just not in that place of uh, or frame of mind. I just want us to zero in a bit on the book, Discovering Your Purpose,
Yeah,
The Journey of Leadership.
yeah.
The title is very captivating.
Thank you.
When I hear this, I want to read this book. I want it on my shelf.
Mm, mm,
I
mm,
want
mm,
it in my library.
mm, mm,
And
mm.
if you could just, if somebody is listening to us right now and they feel that sounds very interesting, but how would I even start to discover my passion?
Mm, mm, mm,
What
mm,
can
mm.
you share with them?
All right. The first thing that I think I also stressed in that book is that people should be aware that failing begins in the brain. Okay.
Yeah,
People should be aware that people should know that failing begins in the brain. What people think about themselves
yeah,
and believe about themselves is what they become.
yeah,
So the first thing that I have shared in that book is that if you want to discover your purpose, okay, first of all, you have to know you are not an accident, okay?
yeah,
You are just, and I borrowed that idea from Rick Wallen. He
yeah,
wrote a book called Purpose Driven Life.
yeah,
I read through it. It's a great book, and
yeah,
I believe that the first thing that you should know if you want to discover your person is to know that you are not an accident.
yeah,
So that alone means you were brought here by somebody else. Okay, more especially I call as someone who is not human.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, a being who is not human brought you here, and so there is a purpose. There's a reason why you are here. So if being here is not an accident, then you must have something to do on
yeah,
this earth. And something to do on this earth is not only about looking for a job,
yeah,
about discovering certain things that you can be able to do and start doing them. So
yeah,
discovering your purpose, you have to first of all know that I am not an accident. I
yeah,
did not exist accidentally. Now that should be followed by the next point of saying, so who am I?
yeah,
So you got to answer the question, who am I? So the question, first of all, I am not an accident.
yeah,
So who am I now? I'm living in this world. Who am I? So the question, who am I, is not only about mentioning your name and where you come from.
yeah,
No, it's the inner being of yourself. Who are you actually? Right. You were living in the world and a lot of things are happening. How do you feel about certain things?
yeah,
We cannot, I believe that everybody is passionate about something.
yeah,
There are some things that some people will say, I really want to do this. I
yeah,
really want to do this. But we doubt if we can make it happen. That's the problem that we have. So
yeah,
answer the question, who am I? Really,
yeah,
who am I? I know I'm not an accident. Now, who am I?
yeah,
Okay. So when you answer that question, then you go to number three, which is, okay, what are my common fears?
yeah,
Okay, I identify the common fear. One of the things that I've discovered in my life is that people become unsuccessful because of fear.
yeah,
Yeah, they fear, the question that what if this happen? If I begin doing this,
yeah,
what if this? What if this? What
yeah,
if? So if you want to be successful, know what you're passionate about
yeah,
and know that you're not an accident. Know really who you really are
yeah,
and discover your common fears. I often give examples about, Thomas Edison. He
yeah,
conducted 1,000 failed experiments.
yeah,
Did he quit? He
no,
did not quit because he knew what he wanted. He
yeah,
knew who he was. And we cannot say he had no fear. He
yeah,
had some fear, but he had to face them. You
yeah,
see, we talk about J.K. Rowling. She wrote her first book, her first book, J.K. Rowling, faced, 12 rejections by the
yeah,
publisher.
yeah,
But she kept on working. So
yeah,
what people think and believe about themselves is what determine what they become. So
yeah,
if you want to discover who you are or what is my purpose in life, what is it that I should be doing in my life? First of all, you have to know you are not an accident.
yeah,
Two, you have to know who you really are. Who am I actually? Who
yeah,
am I? All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
And you have to identify your common fears. What is it that I fear the most in
yeah,
life? What is it that I fear the most?
yeah,
So fear is actually one of the hindrances to success.
yeah,
People are not successful because they fear of maybe investing something in something like their money, their time, their resources, or these things. They fear because they think maybe, what if I lose?
yeah,
What if this happen? What if this happen? So what if, the question what if is not good. I don't even encourage people to be asking that question,
yeah,
but you have to first of all know what is it that you're passionate about.
yeah,
And the fourth thing is that you have to explore.
yeah,
Wait, I talk about networking.
yeah,
You have to explore. So I mentioned earlier that success is not a one man's action. It's a teamwork.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
has been successful alone.
yeah,
We need other people to be successful. For
indeed.
example, I am dealing with the problem of poverty, then myself, I'm a leader. I studied organizational leadership myself, and so I'm a leader. So poverty is a complex thing. So it has to cover the medical part. So I needed somebody who did medical to
Yeah,
deal with part anthropology, somebody
yeah,
who did anthropology to
yeah,
deal with, okay, so maybe the culture of this community is making people to behave this way and making them poor. So
yeah,
anthropology will help. And we may need sociology there. We may
yeah,
need philosophy. We may need theology. We may
yeah,
need psychology.
yeah,
All those things will work there because it's a complex thing. So we want to trap it using different angles. So that I can't do it myself
yeah,
because I cannot be an expert of sociology, anthropology, psychology, medical, and theology. I can't do all these things. I need other people who can play other parts in there. So success is a teamwork thing.
yeah,
That's number four. You have to explore,
yeah,
find other people to help you,
yeah,
ask for ideas, all this and that. You can't be successful alone. So in short, I can summarize those four things to say the book. If you want to really learn more about what you're passionate about, okay, you go for those four things. That would
yeah,
be great. The other ones that I'm leaving there, then they are just supplementary.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Very
yeah.
powerful indeed. Thank you so much, McClintock.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
you mentioned some really powerful things here about discovering that we are not accidents. That's a great book that you mentioned about Rick Warren. I think I have a copy of it in my library as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And but then the second thing you mentioned about discovering who you are.
yeah.
Sometimes people find themselves uh, referring to themselves by what they are not
Exactly. And that's a
rather
problem.
than what they are. If
Yes,
somebody finds themselves struggling with this, that they don't know who they are, but they keep describing themselves by what they are not. What
yes,
can you share with them just about that particular topic of who am I?
yes. Well, so we have two kinds of passions. We have obsessive passions and we have the other one. So maybe let me not to go to the kinds of passion, but let me just say, I believe that what you are passionate about,
Yeah,
the little thing that you should be doing,
yeah,
is what makes you unhappy if you don't do it. Is
yeah,
what makes you struggle. You struggle if you don't do it. So
yeah,
yes, for instance, I can say that I'm not a soccer fan. I don't really like soccer, right? I
uh,
don't like.
I can relate to that. I'm
I
also not
cannot
a
say I don't
soccer
like it,
fan.
but I don't watch it more. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, exactly. So if I see that maybe I need to watch this game, maybe there's a game tomorrow, and I schedule my time to say I'm gonna watch that game. And I see that tomorrow other things comes, and I'm busy. I can easily not go to watch soccer. Nothing will happen.
yeah,
But I have seen other people
yeah,
don't want to miss soccer. They
yeah,
miss it. They really struggle the whole day.
yeah,
They want to find out what happened, who
yeah,
scored the first goal, who did what, and all this and this. You know
yeah,
what? And so you know that if this is my passion, okay,
yeah,
because you struggle if you don't do it.
hmm,
You struggle if you don't do it. You
yeah,
don't go for soccer, you struggle a lot. You make sure you are online, you call somebody, hey,
yeah,
what is going on?
yeah,
Who is doing what? What
yeah,
is this? What is this? But for me, it's not just going to be something terrible. I
yeah,
can just skip it.
yeah,
That's okay. In the that will not be something that will be strange to me. That's I'm not passionate about it. I'm not going to struggle. So if somebody is dealing with something that is not sure what he is doing. And here's the problem. I need to be honest with you. people know what they are passionate about, but they fear.
Aha. That's right.
But they fear. Okay, they want to go to something which is simple.
Yeah.
Okay, they want a simple thing. So here's the deal:
Yeah.
if you want something which belongs to you, and you know this is really something that can make me successful, there are a lot of hard things to go with that thing, and
Yeah.
that's the reality. That's
Yeah.
the so people don't want those things. They don't want to struggle. When I was in
Yeah.
Swaziland, I was somebody told me, you know what, I really want to be successful, but I don't want a hard job.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want a job that might be like digging,
Yeah.
digging. I don't like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. I don't want, you know things like that. I
Yeah.
don't want to slash. I don't want to drive
Yeah.
a heavy tractor. Things like, I just want to be in my office doing proposals,
Yeah.
this and that. And I said, okay, what if that is not your passion?
Yeah.
And maybe your passion is in agriculture.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are you gonna do?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you say, I'm not gonna go to that because that's a hard thing.
Yeah.
So people know what they are passionate about, but they
Yeah.
want to learn away from it because it's a hard thing. So
Mhm.
it's not about the easiness that brings success. It's
Yeah.
about following the right thing and doing it. I also tell people that, what, when we say hardworking, it does not mean sweating.
Yeah.
Okay, because people will say hard work goes with the sweating, then I have to sweat everywhere. No,
Yeah.
that's not hard working. Actually,
Yeah.
hard working is doing the right thing at the right time with the right people with the right mindset.
Yeah.
And then if you achieve it, you work hard. That's it. So
Yeah.
if there's somebody who is struggling, what is it that I'm doing? Is it my passion or is it not my passion?
Yeah.
Really follow what is inner you that is giving you trouble. You don't sleep. That's the reality. There's something that troubles you and you don't sleep. Every time you wake up, that thing comes. it's
Mhm.
it's irrational, something that nobody needs to come and tell you that do this. You just
Wow.
find yourself doing it and
Yeah.
you enjoy doing it.
Exactly.
It's irrational. You don't need somebody to say, hey, start doing this. Hey, did you do this? No, you just find yourself doing it and you love doing that thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
if there is that kind of a thing that troubles you, yet you are doing something that doesn't trouble you, but because it's easy, you just enjoy doing it because it's easy, then you're not doing the right thing. Do what you're passionate about. Do what is it, that thing that is troubling you every day, something that doesn't give you peace. I can give you an example. I discovered that I'm a leader, and sometimes I'm a saver sometimes, because I one time I experienced a challenge in Malawi. So there was a woman who was sitting, and this woman, she was begging money, and I really had the money, but that was the only money I had, so I needed to use it for transport. And something was telling me in my heart, you need to give this person the money, she needs the
Wow.
money. And I refused it. Really, I refused, because I felt this is my only money. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the only money I have. If I give this person, then I'm not going. I'm going to work to go home. I'm going to
Yeah.
work, so I can't do that. And to be honest with you, I went home and I was troubled.
Yeah.
I was troubled, and I really, I didn't sleep. Every time I went to sleep and I woke up, that woman was just coming.
Yeah.
That woman was just coming, and in the morning, because she stays there every day. In the morning, I went there. I had to make sure I have money, and I gave the money, and I felt like something has happened to my heart. I
Yeah.
felt like this is, yes, I am now okay. I felt peace,
Yeah.
something like that. So I think
Wow.
I'm a leader. I think I need to resolve problems. I think I'm a problem
Yeah.
solver. I think I'm this, and I think I'm that. So I think this is something that people should know. There's
Yeah.
something that is troubling you every day. Focus on that thing. Work hard on that thing.
Yeah.
Find out the reasons. Why is this thing coming to me every time I want to think about something? You don't think about anything apart from that thing.
Yeah.
Every time it's just involuntarily, you
Yeah.
don't run away from it. Every time you just want to sit and start thinking, the first thing to think about becomes that thing.
Yeah.
You see?
Wow.
So
Wow.
there, you know, this is what I should be doing.
Indeed.
You see?
Very
Yeah,
powerful. And
yeah,
you mentioned
yeah,
something earlier in the when you were sharing there about the thing that we are passionate about sometimes is the thing that we are most scared of.
yeah.
And basically this was it connects very well into the next question that I want to ask about fear and passion, because there's
Mm,
something I had, I think it was Will Smith, one of the actors in the
mm,
US. He was sharing something
mm,
about his experience when he went skydiving because he's afraid of heights. And
mm, mm, mm,
he
mm,
mentioned about how scared he was and everything. But he mentioned that God put the best things in life on the other side of fear. And listening to you and what you're
mm.
sharing about being afraid, that the thing you want to do the most, the thing that gives you the most fulfillment, sometimes is the thing you're scared of the most. Now, if somebody's watching us and they
Yeah.
feel like you're saying, I know the thing I'm passionate about, but I'm scared. I'm scared. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if it succeeds and I can't handle it? What if what are people going to say? What can you share with them, knowing what you know?
Well, yes. Well, the first thing I would like to say is that people should know that things that we fear the most are not real.
Yeah,
Okay, it's just a picture.
yeah,
It's a mental thing. It's
yeah,
not real. It's
yeah,
fear is just due to imaginations. You
yeah,
imagine something happening. It's you yourself. You create images
yeah,
that will threaten you. So fear, most of the things that we fear in life are not real.
yeah,
And that, when you know most of the things that we fear are not real, that should give you confidence to fear and face.
yeah,
That's I wrote in that book that okay, you want to overcome fear, you face the fear.
yeah,
Okay, you go and face it.
yeah,
That's it. That's the only way. If you don't do that, then you kill yourself. You not get it. But
yeah.
if you fear something, you go
Face
and
it.
face it.
Yeah.
And at the moment of facing it, you will realize that it was just
There was
something
nothing
not
there.
good. Yeah, you see.
Yeah, yeah.
You see?
Wow,
So
wow.
that's it. You
Yeah.
just go face it.
Face your
That's it.
fears. Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed. Wow.
Look, that was the time I can give an example because I do a lot of things myself. So there was a time I was thinking that okay, sometimes I am a writer. I know how to write. I know how to format. I know how to do a lot of things about writing and publication and things like this. But I was scared about how do I go? Maybe the powerful publishers, powerful people who knows English more than I do.
Yeah,
And what if I don't succeed with this idea? But what I did this year, 2021, actually that's 3 months ago, I launched my personal company
yeah,
called the T-Mark.
yeah.
It's a company that is dealing with the book cover designing, book
Amazing.
formatting, writing, and all this and this. It's also in future I want to make it a publication company,
Yeah,
and so I faced it. And
yeah,
right now I saw the things that I was feeling that they're really not real,
yeah,
and people are now coming, they want to help, and I'm
yeah,
helping people.
yeah,
Things that I was scared of, now I'm
yeah.
helping people. You see?
Amazing. Amazing
So
indeed. That's a
yeah,
very
so
powerful
fear
example.
is something, yes, yes, fear is not real most
Yeah,
of the times.
yeah,
Things that we fear are not real things.
yeah,
So you fear and you face it. That's
yeah.
all.
Wow.
Mm.
Fear, face your fears, and
Yeah,
success is guaranteed. And
yeah,
you mentioned something about exploring to find other people
yeah,
to help you and to build a
yeah,
team. Um,
yeah.
what has been your experience in
Mm.
finding people? Somebody was telling me sometime that uh, you cannot there's good people that you can find for perfect positions. You say you cannot train someone to be good. You have to find someone who is good. What has been your experience in working with people to help find people for you for the visions that you are championing?
Well, first of all, I may be on this other part. Psychology has shown that behavior can be changed.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so if you say uh, you cannot train somebody to be good psychologically, that is not true, because psychology shows that behavior can be changed. All
yeah,
right, it's changeable. And I have done a lot of that things, and
yeah,
I can witness many of those events where somebody changed from being this to this,
yeah,
and a lot of things like that. So I wish I could say finding the right team is easy, but unfortunately, it's not easy. I have to admit. Okay,
uh-huh,
I
uh-huh,
have to admit. If you are a leader, finding people who are really capable of helping you, it's not an easy thing. It's
yeah,
not an easy thing. But here is the deal. What I do normally, I build relationships first with people
yeah,
before I get them into my system. I build relationship with them.
yeah,
I in the process of relationship, I will be monitoring and evaluating. Most of the people who are representing the organization I'm leading, we have the country director in Rwanda, we have the country director in Sudan, we have the country director in Malawi, and we have teams there. And
yeah,
so most of those people were my friends, first of all. They
yeah,
were my friends. So I was able to monitor what they do, and sometimes I could give them like a project. Hey, can you help me this?
yeah,
Just a test. Myself, I knew what I was doing. Of course, they didn't know what was in my heart.
yeah,
Can you help me with this project? And they do. They bring maybe on time,
yeah,
and I access. I see. Oh, this is perfect. I go to another one. Okay, friend, can you do this? Can you help me this and all this and that? And I could also not only monitor task, but also behavior. How does this person behave?
yeah,
Okay, if I can take this person, how can this behavior help me achieve my goals? Things
yeah,
like that. So the first thing that I realized is about making your people to be friends first of all before you take them into your business.
yeah,
So make them friends first
yeah,
before you take them. And secondly, when you take them, really success, if you want people to produce, the best thing to do is to let them know who they are in that kind of position and what they should be doing exactly in that kind of position.
yeah,
If they say yes, if they say yes, then they're going to do it. If they're not happy with it, they're going to say no. And so you
yeah,
don't joke when it comes to success.
yeah,
Okay, so I have learned in my leadership journals that there is relationship orientation and you have task orientation. And
yeah,
so the reality is that you have to balance the two.
yeah,
So the relationship leader focus more on relationships,
yeah,
building more relationships, and the task oriented leader focus more on work being done. I
yeah,
want my work to be done by this date. You
yeah,
don't jump the date,
yeah,
whereby the relationship leader will say, okay, you jumped the date, that's okay,
yeah,
bring next week,
yeah,
so the leadership task is to balance these two. You
yeah,
must be both relational and both task oriented. Tell the people, yes, I love you, but I want my work to be done. Okay,
yeah,
yes, you are good and I love what you do, but this you didn't do, I need it to be done,
yeah,
things like that. So
and
you monitor them like that. So you can really find the terrible people.
yeah,
Okay, and by the way, I have to also to admit that nobody in the world is perfectly good.
yeah,
Okay, nobody in the world. And so we are all flawed human beings, and
indeed,
then we have to support each other, we
yeah,
have to sharpen each other. There is no That's why we say a leader is the one who sees the problem and then
yeah,
help others uh, to see that there's a problem here, motivate them, inspire them, influence them to see that they have the ability to solve the problem. So in that way, you are shaping them into the people that you want them to become. So
yeah,
you don't leave them the way they are. They're going to be destroyed. So
yeah,
you shape them into the people you want them to become. You
yeah.
don't leave them to be bad. You
Yeah.
shape them to be good. That's the job of the leader. Okay.
Wow. Very
Mm.
powerful. Very powerful. Thank you so much, McClintock.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
we mentioned about purpose
Yes.
and passion. I have a feeling there is a
Yes.
connection between these two aspects. Can you help
Yeah.
someone, one of our viewers, understand if they find themselves struggling?
Mm.
They say, how does my passion connect with my purpose? Or what is the difference
All right.
between my purpose and my passion?
Well, uh, in the context of my book, these things can be used
Yeah.
interchangeably, meaning to say they
Aha.
can mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So the purpose of your life is actually connected to your passion.
Aha.
Okay. Yes, I used this interchangeably. So
Yeah.
if you know your passion, all right. So if I can say maybe my passion is to be a preacher,
Yeah.
okay, to be the pastor,
Yeah.
then you know that's my purpose of life.
Yeah.
So here is what I mean by that. Everything that we have in us. I'm a Christian. I don't know you and other people who are watching me right now, but I'm a
Yeah.
Christian. And so I believe that whatever I feel passionate about, I did not create feelings
Yeah.
myself. I
That's
didn't.
right.
And I didn't create the mind. I
Yeah.
didn't create the heart that
Yeah.
thinks. I didn't create whatever. Somebody somewhere created me,
Yeah.
and that creator now gave me everything that I now feel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my job to know that, okay, this is what I should be doing. This is my purpose of life. And that is the passion that you should develop that to be your passion. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you are the leader,
Yeah.
you should know that maybe that's what God said you are.
Yeah.
And then develop that into the kind of passion. And that's the same thing to be a purpose in life.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. Thank you
So
so
I
much.
juxtaposed the two to
Yeah.
mean the same thing. I
The
just
same thing.
juxtaposed them.
Yeah.
You can use purpose in the substitute of,
Passion.
passion. Yes.
Most definitely. Thank you so
Mm.
much. And this is very
Yeah.
inspiring indeed. We could go on and on and on, but I don't want to take away from
Yes.
the rest of the day.
Yes.
If
Mm.
somebody is watching this interview
Mm.
and they would like to connect with you, what's the best way for them to
Mm.
reach you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the question is, if somebody would like to connect with you when they watch this
Yeah.
interview, what's the best way for them to reach you if they would like to connect with you? Your contacts, maybe some, are you on social media or, uh,
Yes. I am in social media and both I think LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
very
I am
nice.
in all those platforms. But
Ah,
somebody can also give me just a quick review or just comments by sending me an email
yes,
or text the phone number. I don't know if I can share
yes,
them.
please.
That's not a problem to me. So my email maybe my name may be very, very difficult to spell, but it's McClintock.gray at yahoo.com. McClintock.gray at yahoo.com. And my phone numbers, number one is plus 265 uh, 887 81 and 25. Those are the numbers.
Yeah.
That I think this is the number that I use mostly, and the other one I don't normally use it, so maybe I may not share it. But
Yeah.
this one I use it, so +265 887 44 8125, and email McClintock AcSmhour, should be mcclintock.gray at
Yeah.
yahoo.com. On social media, just search McClintock
Yeah.
AcSmhour.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes.
So what we will
Sure.
do is we will put all these links, your social media handles and your phone number and
Okay.
your email address with the interview so that people can be able to connect with you. And the other thing that I wanted to
Okay.
ask, so the book itself, Discovering Your Passion, if somebody wants to buy a copy of it, how can they get the book?
Yeah. Okay. Again, you can just go to Amazon. So you search
Yes.
Amazon Book, and you type there McClintock AcSmhour, or just type my name, it's going to come up, or just type the title of the book, uh, Discovering Your Passion, the
Yeah.
journey of leadership. It's going to come up. So all the formats are there. Yeah, the Kindle formats, the hardcover is there, and the paperback is there, different cost. So they
Very
can
nice.
find it just typing my name and the title of the book. Yeah.
Do you have a copy of the book with you there?
Actually, no, in
It's
the
all right.
office I didn't have it. Yeah,
It's all right. So we will put the link, the Amazon link with the interview as well, so that people can access the link and buy the book.
hmm
And this was very inspiring. Thank you so much for making time for the interview. I just would like, the way I like to end my interviews is by asking, is there anything else that you would like to share that I have not been able to ask you about?
Okay, thank you, thank you. Um, I don't know my network. I think if it's my network is not okay, can you just repeat the question that you asked? If that's okay.
Yes. So the last question that I normally like to end the interviews with is there anything else
Mm.
that you would like to share that I have not been able to ask you during the interview?
Okay, so uh, what I can share is that people should know that I am also the founder and the CEO of the Foundation for Business Development in Africa, and I am also the executive director of TMARC, which is the company that I believe it's going to be a publication company that is currently operating. All these things are registered, and yeah, I think that's all about it that
Yeah.
people should know about me. I'm an author, I'm a leader, I'm a teacher. Yeah,
Yes,
that's it.
yes.
I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Mm,
much. It was a pleasure
yeah.
speaking with you, and I will sure be keeping in touch with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And
You're
I
welcome.
think this